You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton, here, hanging with you guys, and good morning. Well, today's podcast episode, I wanted to do a little bit of a debrief on the Boss VBX Salters that we are rocking from Boss Snowplow, and really just take a couple quick minutes and share with you guys our thoughts, our opinions, and just a little bit of a quick initial update, a quick little review, and just kind of show you guys a little bit about what we're liking about them so far. Long story short, we've actually got 5 or 6 salt runs in now under our belt. The guys were actually out and about this morning for about 8 or 9 hours straight. Couple salt runs, a little bit of a scrape on some of the sites, and it was a very, very busy morning, making sure that all of our sites were taken care of with the drifting snow that was carrying over from just a little bit of a snow squall and clipper system that kind of cut through, but with that wind and the wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour, it made quite a mess of things back in Michigan. And I say back in Michigan because right now, real time, I am over here hanging over in the beautiful city of Boston. I think it is Boston, Massachusetts, right? For crying out loud. And hanging out with about 150 other landscape lawn care business owners. And of course, we've got guys from mowing to snow to landscaping and a little bit of everything in between here at the Boston Mastermind session with Mark Bradley, Element, and all this this group here, this crowd. Just phenomenal people, great people, and just getting to hang out with all of them. Adam, my brother, and myself are representing Branded Bull. We had a little presentation here today. Adam did just a phenomenal job, and all things are going great. All things are going well. Well, as that's all going on, like I said, back at home, the guys were tackling some salt runs, and big shout out to the team back at home. Those guys absolutely crushed it. Mike Bedell was actually on deck a little bit as well, just giving us some additional coverage. And frankly, like everything went great. Everything went smooth. A couple of hiccups, a couple of things we learned. The guys were cutting their teeth solo this time without me. So first couple of salt runs, I was with them. But this was the first time they deployed on their own, and they handled their own, and they did a great job. And so what I want to do is just talk for a couple minutes on the Boss Salters. Some of you guys might have saw the video that we did on YouTube. So if you want to see the visual, I invite you guys to check that out. But I did get a lot of questions over the last couple of days about the Boss VBX Plus Salters, maybe what's different with them compared to the previous gen. Some of you guys wanted to know just our experience using them and how we're liking them. And so I just thought I'd do a quick little podcast here for any of you guys that might be interested in hearing a little bit more about how they performed. Now, again, I know not everybody listening in is necessarily even doing snow. I mean, for crying out loud, some of you guys are probably still raking leaves and sucking up leaves. So if that is you, or maybe you're even still mowing grass, I guess maybe if you're really down south, maybe in Florida or something like that, maybe you're still getting some cuts in. That would be awesome. I apologize, forgive me. Maybe the next episode might be a little bit more of a topic that might relate to you. But for all of my friends that are in the Midwest or Northeast or Canada and whatnot, and that are doing snow and of course ice management or salt treatment, I wanted to just talk to you guys a little bit about the Boss Salters. So let's do this really quick. I wanted to just take a couple quick minutes. We'll talk about that today. And then I'm going to probably wind it out pretty quickly here. Real time shooting this episode. Want to make sure I have something for you guys on Friday, and came with a little bit of a value add that I wanted to piggyback on that YouTube video we dropped on the Brian's Lawn Maintenance YouTube channel. So we'll talk about that. And then I'm getting back to bed as quickly as possible. We got another full day here lined up with the day 2 of the Mark Bradley Mastermind session here in Boston. So again, as you guys can imagine, I'm pretty exhausted from the last couple of days. We've been on tour Monday, Tuesday in Detroit, doing the masterminds there. Wednesday, half day, transition day back at home, get everything situated, spending some time with the family, soaking that up as much as I can. And then back on a plane that night to came over here in Boston, hanging out on Thursday, Friday. And then basically all day Saturday, get to hang out with the family, all day Sunday. And then on a quick little flight down to Atlanta for a day or so down in Georgia. And then I am flying there and back, a little shindig with Xmark. And then after that, next couple of weeks, just rest and recharge and recover with the family for the holidays. Amen. So we're on tour. It's been a busy couple of weeks, from Equip to LAL to the Masterminds. It's been one of the busiest 6-8 weeks of my life, especially as we moved into our home and out of the camper. But holy gosh, holy cow. I'm ready to take a nap, ready to recharge, ready to boost some time with the family, spend some time with the wife, and just kind of drop down a little bit, if you guys know what I'm saying, on a gear and just start working a little bit more even on the business and in the business over the next couple of weeks and months. So that being said, let's kick it to Mr. Producer. We're going to hear from today's show sponsors and announcements, and we'll come right on back.
Attention snow removal pros. Want to take the guesswork out of bidding those plow accounts? Get access to the Snowplow pricing calculator today. With exclusive lifetime access, you can download the calculator anytime, plus receive free updates for life as we improve it. Bidding has never been easier. Know your snow numbers and boost your business with confidence. Visit LawEntrepreneurAcademy.com or use the link in the description and get started today.
All right, guys, well, let's hop back on into it here. Absolutely appreciate you guys listening in and spending some time with us today. First things first, while I'm on the topic of the LMN masterminds and really so many great folks that are here. I mean, honestly, there's some guys with some $60 million companies, $100 million companies, a bunch of guys with $10, $20 million companies. I mean, it's a thick house today. There's 150 people here from all across the, like I said, the New England states and beyond. A lot of people actually flew in from like Georgia, a couple guys from the West Coast, a lot of folks from Canada, west side of Canada, I guess even, which I don't even know. I'm still learning my geography with Canada, so forgive me. But just a really, really good group of people here today. I will tell you this, Joseph with Cycle CPA is here. A lot of you guys have gotten to know and meet Carla and Joseph over the last couple of weeks and months and years. They're fantastic people with Cycle CPA. So one little quick thing before I kind of jump into it, I just want to say, if you guys are looking to sign up with LMN, you guys are looking to get linked up with Branded Bull, you guys are looking to get linked up with Cycle CPA, just want to say a big thank you in advance to all of you guys that have been using our codes to sign up. We do earn a kickback. We do earn a commission. Obviously, and elephant in the room. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for all of you guys that have been supporting who we are, what we're doing, and using those codes as you guys sign up, during a little bit more of like the downtime side of the season where, like I said again a second ago, we're able to work on the business, not just necessarily in the business. But I just want to tell you guys, honestly, if you have not got a chance to catch up with Cycle CPA for bookkeeping services, or a lot of you guys are making the jump, like I said earlier, to LMN, now's the time to do it. Now's the time to check those people out, have those conversations, maybe revisit your marketing and branding with Branded Bull for sure. So I just want to say thank you so much in advance for checking all those guys out as well. It's really, really cool to see the whole system, the whole team, the whole industry, the community really coming together. Again, there's 150 business owners in this room, but realistically, I mean, we're all one team. We're all on one mission trying to move the industry forward and take care of all of our people and, help all of our folks earn some really good middle class and above living wages and really just do a great job for our customers. And so my heart's pretty full. My heart's pretty heavy. I've got a lot of gratitude, being at this hotel today for the next couple of days and really just in this environment as well. That being said, quick little pivot here. A lot of great things going on back at home too. Like I said, this is our, I think, 6th salt run. We just did our first end of month billing with LMN for our per scrape and per salt applied customers that are all basically a la carte or per push pricing. So we're able to bill out about 6 or 7 commercial sites that got a handful of salt runs. Now, we did 3 or so over the Friday, Saturday, Sunday weekend with Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend. But the first, if I'm not mistaken, was on Sunday. So that invoice is actually going to go on to December. And then we did 2 back-to-back salt runs here today, whatever it is, the 4th on Thursday. So now we have 3 salt runs logged for the month of December. And those will go on the 15th of the month invoice. So we bill on the 1st and the 15th for all of our snow work for our per push customers. We keep those invoices net 30. We bill out every 2 weeks. We keep them on a short leash. We do not do net 30. Well, let me rephrase this. We do not bill out every 30 days. We do net 30 invoicing, but it is billed out every 2 weeks. We keep that on a short leash, like I was just saying. So we're going to have about 2 or 3 salt applications for the month of December that are going to go out in about another week. But before we get there, we've got at least another salt run on the horizon, potentially this weekend, another salt run earlier next week on like Wednesday, and nothing really for accumulation that I can see in the 10-day. But long story short, it's still going to be a pretty good first 2-week billing cycle again for December. And frankly, the whole reason we brought salt in-house, just a little bit of background story here, a little bit of a context, was to really bring that revenue in-house to be able to save some more money and make some more money. That was it. We finally have the equipment. We finally have the bandwidth. We finally have the payroll. We've got the trucks. We've got the guys. And really the bandwidth question and answer there with myself is we're done building the home. We're out of the camper. We've got social media kind of a little bit more checked and stabilized, quote unquote, with our assistant Bethany. We've got a couple editors and great Mr. Producer that takes care of the podcast. It's been a long couple of years really putting some infrastructure in place, not let social media just like eat us alive. And there's a lot of moving parts to that, as you guys can imagine. Well, that being said, this is our first year of actually self-performing all of our salt work, and things are going pretty well, to be honest with you. I'm really, really excited about that. A lot of you guys might have heard my fired up, charged up conversation maybe on Wednesday. If you didn't connect on that episode, I apologize. I was a little bit more fired up than usual, talking about people that just want to criticize or even troll or hate. But also, a lot of you guys gave so much great feedback from that episode as well and said, you guys are right there with me, all learning, all cutting your teeth, all trying new things as well. And that was just a really, really encouraging feedback that came from a bunch of guys on Instagram and TikTok and DMs. And it was really, really cool to see and hear. All things being said, we are bringing all that salt work in-house. We've got a solid about $50,000 worth of salt work, up to probably $100,000 worth of salt work that we might be able to put down this year. So I'm very, very, very excited about bringing that in-house, as you can imagine. And for us, which actually relates to everything we're learning here at the LMN Masterminds, it's all about increasing our revenue per hour. It's all about increasing our revenue for the company. It's all about the efficiency gains. It's all about staying as lean as possible. It's all about taking care of our folks to be able to give them additional pay and compensation and benefits one day. One day we want to do a 401k, and another thing we want to do is start offering healthcare and health insurance for our guys, right? And really taking care of them as we continue to grow a real business where we can give people a real career, right? And so the low-hanging fruit was for us to bring salt work in-house. Now, as I said earlier, we were already doing quite a bit of work. So for us to go purchase or even finance, but we ended up just paying for them outright, was the Boss Salters. Dollars and cents, every time we go on out and do a salt run, we're basically saving and making about $2,000, plus or minus maybe $300 to $500, depending on what we do and what we put down. So as you can imagine, if we're picking up a Boss Salter, and right now we have the Boss VBX Plus 2 cubic yarder, which replaces the 8,000 series, quote unquote. And we also have a Boss VBX Plus 1.5 cubic yarder, which replaces the 6,500 series, which is an 8-foot truck and a 6.5-foot truck. So a long bed and a short bed truck for at least the Ford Super Duties, right? So we've got both of those salters going on out with the trucks. The truck salters with installation were about $98.50. And so if we're doing about 5 or 6, maybe 7 salt runs, as you guys can put the math together here, simple mental math, those lines cross pretty quickly for us to pay off the salters and make some significant revenue and profit. Okay, so I'm really, really pumped about that, to be honest with you. Here at the LMN Mastermind Sessions, Mark's got this workbook, and one of the first things we talk about are our wins, what's working and what are we working on, and then some of our wants. And for us, I put under one of our wins in one of the books, I said the fact that we're taking care of all of our salt work in-house and self-performing it. I'm like, that's a huge win for our company. And then underneath that, somebody had commented next to me, they said, hey, don't forget your shop and your barn. And I said, oh yeah, crap. We built a beautiful barn and building, and we got an HQ now, quote unquote, for the company and the guys, at least, a big Band-Aid, if you will, now for what we're trying to do. But I was so much more excited about salt and what the guys have been doing the last couple of days and weeks that I totally forgot to put down like one of the biggest things we've ever dreamed of having was a freaking shop. But literally, that's how excited I am about bringing salt in-house and bringing in that $50,000 plus of, new gross revenue into the company and really netting, 30, 50, upwards of 70% on that, service. So again, dollars and cents, there's a lot of money and revenue and profit on the table. Okay. So what's different with the salters? I will probably yield that to the YouTube video that we did put up on the Brian Salt Maintenance YouTube channel, because we went through the guts of the machine. We talked about the difference in design, some of the new features, part of the controllers, and how they're a little bit more smart and tech-enabled, if you will. So a lot of great visual, maybe representations that can share a little bit better than just the audio experience here on the podcast. So maybe check out that video if you guys get a free night or weekend and you guys want to go watch that for 8 to 10 minutes. It was a really fun video and just kind of showing a little bit more about the actual product itself. But all things being said, 100% love the Boss VBX Salters. Love the VBX Plus, program and everything that they've got going on there with Boss. And really, really pumped up about, like I said, just the ability to grow our business and take care of one of the more profitable portions of the business and finally be able to have a little bit more quality control, a little bit better response time, and of course, save and make a whole bunch of money along the way. So all things being said, I don't really know if I'm going to, kind of drone on for much longer than that. I don't think it needs to be any longer of an episode to talk about the salters other than it's a very simple service, a lot of variables. You can, mess some stuff up. You are taking on a lot of responsibility and, of course, trying to hedge a lot of liability out there. So please get into the snow and salt business very intentionally. Make sure you cross your T's, dot your I's, make sure you have quality insurance, proper insurance, have more insurance than you probably can imagine or need, just to make sure that you're all taken care of as you guys go out there and start slinging salt and start plowing sites. You know what I mean? Let's make sure we're doing it the right way and being as responsible as possible. But I just got to say, I'm fired up. Things are going well. And not only was my experience great, but so has been the experience for all my guys as well, rocking the Boss VBX Salters. Now, it does have the gears turning. It does have my brain firing. It has me thinking, man, there's a lot of opportunity here in the future for additional growth, additional Boss product, a lot of other opportunities for us to grow our business in the snow and ice management realm, especially as we continue to get into a lot more commercial and industrial site maintenance, right? So we're very, very pumped up. And long story short, I always thought it would be as fun as it was getting into it as it has been. But one thing that I had mentioned on our previous episode last Wednesday was the intentionality of how we did get into the salt business. So if you guys want to hear a little bit more about that story, I'll yield back an episode and you can go check that out maybe after this episode in case you missed Wednesday's show and kind of talk to you a little bit more about the origin story of us getting into that side of the business, including some fun lessons learned along the way, including a little bit of live commentary towards the end on the peanut gallery and folks that like to criticize our approach. So all that being said, I'm tired. I'm going to shut this one down here. If you guys are in Boston, thank you so much for saying hey. I've gotten to meet no less than 2-3 dozen brand new folks and folks I've never met before in my life. Got to see another 2 or 3 dozen folks that I do know. And I think there's about 15 or 20 of us that are part of the Link group. We all went out to dinner. I was able to honestly pick up the check on that. Just a humble brag. Super thankful for that. And the only reason we're able to do stuff like that is because you guys support what we do. A lot of you guys have been using our codes to sign up, like I said, with LMN, Branded Bull, Cycle CPA, so much more. The least I could do is pick up a check like that at this Brazilian steakhouse dinner that we went. And nobody asked me to do it. I just felt inclined to do it because I just want to give back. I just want to take care of you guys that have all taken care of us along the way. So it's really, really cool. There's a great atmosphere. If you guys didn't make the masterminds this fall, hey, no big deal. There'll be some more along the way. Maybe check out golmn.com. I think they might have a couple poking up in January. No promises. I really do not have any inside information on that. Once I know, you guys will know. But keep an eye on the website. Maybe there'll be something after the holidays. But if I don't get to see you guys at the LMN Mastermind Summits, if I don't get to catch up with you guys in person between now and the holidays, I just want to honestly, genuinely say happy holidays, Merry Christmas to all of you guys as well. And of course, we'll do some more shows as we get a little bit closer to the holidays, wishing you guys a more of a Merry Christmas as well. So just want to say, guys, have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful rest of the weekend. Good vibes, good love everywhere we go with all of you guys. Wish you guys all the best. If you guys ever need anything, anytime, shoot me an email. Always here for you guys. And we will catch up with all of you here on the next episode.
Before you turn off the podcast, there are 2 things that we believe you will be highly interested in. First, if you're looking to stay up to date with the latest trends and insights in the world of lawn care, then you'll want to subscribe to our free email newsletter. It shows up in your inbox 3 times a week and includes a Monday motivational to kick off your week, a Wednesday what's new to keep you informed, and a Friday weekly recap of all the content we put out. The second thing is we have just launched Lawntrepreneur Academy Link. Now you can be a part of an exclusive community that links you to those who can help you grow in your lawn care business. Joining Lawntrepreneur Link will give you the tools that you need to stay accountable, get real-time expert advice, and find belonging in a community of folks who are passionate about the lawn care industry just like you. Visit LawnTrepreneurAcademy.com to learn how Link membership gives you unique access to monthly hangouts, bidding hour calls, coaching calls, expert lessons, and more. Stay ahead of the curve and level up your business with a membership to the Lawntrepreneur Academy Link. Find an easy-to-use link in the podcast description.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.
Here's a recent episode of the Branded Bull podcast featuring Brian and Adam Fullerton. Make sure to subscribe today.
This is the Branded Bull Podcast, a show dedicated to helping take your business to the next level with winning marketing and branding tips and strategies built for today's competitive world. Ready for your business to make its mark and stand out from the competition? Let's get into it.
Hey guys, Adam Fullerton here. I am the host of the Branded Bull podcast. On today's episode, we're going to talk about brand integrity and what it means, why you ought to consider it, and ultimately how it can help your business grow. But before that, if you're new to the podcast, thank you. Welcome. We're all things marketing and branding, tips and tactics to help you grow your business. So like I said, in today's episode, we're talking about brand integrity and ultimately why you want to protect the image of your business and what it can do for your growth and your success. So one thing that we'd like to talk about is that your name, your business, your brand is a promise. It represents your values and a sense of credibility. And you want to make sure that does not get discredited or it doesn't get confused and it doesn't become synonymous with things that your business doesn't represent. And for example, Ferrari, we all know Ferrari is very luxury or luxurious sports cars, and it's about speed and performance and quality. And that's a brand image that they've spent a lot of time building. And you should consider doing the same thing in terms of how your business is represented. Your business and your image should reflect the quality of service and the professionalism that you provide. And if anything damages it, for lack of a better term, then you need to do something about it. So, if another example, if you are a high quality, let's say you do luxury outdoor lighting installation and you have images that don't represent that type of business, or your customer service does not represent that type of business, or your website does not represent that type of business, you are actually damaging your image and your reputation, and it's hurting your brand integrity. So it's about protecting it and making sure that every single thing that you do or you produce or every interaction you have with your customer represents the type of business that you're trying to build. And again, the level of service and quality and professionalism that you're trying to instill in the minds of your customers. And you have to think again, through consistency, through time, through repetition, if you continue to put these same ideas out into the marketplace, or you will and can become something like a Ferrari, which is obviously a very extreme example, but it's a perfect example because of what people immediately think of when they hear that name. And you want to do the same thing. You want to have this sense of, an idea of what your business is about, and make sure, like I mentioned a second ago, that everything you do aligns with that. And ultimately, why does this matter? Because a reputation drives growth. If people believe and they spread the good word and they help you and they go to your website and they see your marketing material and, someone just mentions your name or they see something on a billboard, whatever it is, whatever marketing tactic is being used, who cares? The point is, you want people to immediately think of a few different things when they see or hear your business. And if that's going to be high quality outdoor lighting, then obviously you want to make sure everything you do instills that type of reputation and image in the minds of your customers, no differently than Ferrari immediately, to me at least, screams professionalism, quality, and luxury. So protect your image as much as possible. And I'm not talking about trademarks and copywriting. That's a whole nother episode for another time. I'm just talking about, hey, if you produce something that doesn't align with the reputation you're trying to build or the image you're trying to create in the marketplace, then do something about it. If your voicemail doesn't represent the type of business you're trying to create or build, then please do something about it. And you want to make sure that you're monitoring these things. You're paying attention to these things, especially as a business owner. You want a positive reputation. You want to protect your brand's image and the reputation that it has in the marketplace. That is what brand integrity is. It is all about making sure that everything you do, right? Everything you create, everything that you produce or put into the market, for lack of a better term, aligns with the image you're trying to create. I know it's a little bit repetitive, and I'm trying to beat a dead horse on purpose. Do not try to cut corners because it's expedient or it's cheaper, because if you do, that may hurt or damage the reputation you're trying to build. I mean, just imagine if Ferrari put out a cheap, low quality vehicle, and at that level with PR and whatnot, they can damage their reputation in a heartbeat. And you can too, especially when you're a small business. It's even more important because
hear the conclusion of episode number 24 of the Branded Bull podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and make sure and subscribe to the show to never miss an episode.